Hi guys, today today is my first day recording a video, and today my career is gonna be about chess, and we're gonna learn the chess book which is made from Artur Yusupov. And there's gonna be 24 chapters, and we're on the first one. I'm revising it. I already did the whole thing. And the first chapter is called Mating Motives. And the first move is knight to e2, and then it's forced for the king to go to h1, or else the king cannot go anywhere else because it's getting blocked by the pawn and the rook. So then it's forced to go to h1. And there's no other piece blocking it, so we have to go to h1. And the next move would be queen x h2, because then it's forced for the king to take. And there's no other piece that the king can take with. The white can take with. And king cannot go to g1 because of the knight and the queen. And the king has to take. And then the move would be rook h4, which is checkmate. This is called the Anastasia's mate. And yeah, the knight is blocking g1 and g2 from the king, and the rook has that file giving a check, and then it's checkmate. And that is it for today. Okay guys, this is the second puzzle we're gonna learn, and it is still mating motives. And the mate is called Arabian checkmate. So the first move, which is black to play, and knight to e2. And the queen cannot take the knight, or else because then the rook can take it, and then the queen would be lost, and then black would win. And then white has to go to h1, cannot go to h2 because of the queen blocking that square. And there's no other squares to go, and there's no other piece that can take except the queen, which is a blunder. So then queen x g4. That's the move. That wins a knight because the blunder is hx g4. If you do that move, then rook to h4, then there's nowhere the king can move. You cannot go to h2 because of the rook blocking that file. You cannot go to g1 because of the knight. And then gx h4. And then that pawn is not blocking the rook from going to h4 anymore, so then the rook can go to h4. And then which is checkmate. And this is a very old motif in which rook and knight deliver the mate. And the king cannot move to g1 or h2, and there's no pieces that can block the rook from giving a check or kill it. So kill the piece. And after this, if they do not take, and let's say they play this, then we just win the knight in the game, and the game continues, and black is most likely gonna win this game. And yeah, that is it for today. So guys, this is the third puzzle for mating motives, and the mate is called Boden's mate. And now it would be black to play to do the checkmate. So first move is d5 for black. And then it would be, if they just go bishop x d5, like taking the pawn, which is not good. And d5 is good because if they play something else, then we can just take the bishop, and we're gonna be a bishop up. But if they just take the pawn and they don't want to lose their bishop, then we just take the queen. No, we just take the pawn which is queen x3 c3, and then they're forced to take back with the queen, back with the pawn, because their king cannot move anywhere. So the king cannot go to b1 or c2 because of the bishop, and then because of the queen. So then they have to take, and after that the move is bishop a3, which is a checkmate. This is the bottom mate. It's blocking b2, b1, and c2, and the rest of the squares, which is d2 and d1, are getting blocked by its own pieces. So yeah, that is the bottomless mate, and bye guys, that's it for today's.